But don't you miss a companion?
But I have companionship.
But I mean, don't you miss a woman in your life?
Oh, there are women in my life, but not
a woman.
A woman.
The woman.
The woman. Well, I don't as yet. You know, I don't know what it will be like tomorrow or next week, but at the moment, I have very close friends. There's not the woman, but it's. I don't have a sense of unbearable loneliness, or any sense of anxiety about it. And sometimes women are kind enough to sleep over in a less intense capacity than I may have chosen before. So, you know, it's not as though I don't have the intimacy of women from time to time.
Do you miss those intense experiences?
I was never very good at enjoying it. I was drawn to those intense experiences and obsessed with those intense experiences for much of my life. But I can't say that I really enjoyed them.
How did you feel about them?
Well, I generally gave myself a bad review.
So it was a kind of, you had to perform.
I think there's an aspect of performance and a severe review of the episode and a sense that the performance had not really been stunning. But more accurately than that, there was a sense of anxiety that was the background of the whole enterprise. And that sense of anxiety seems to have lifted. So I find I can enjoy both men and women, because even when you meet men, you know, there's a kind of war dance going on, you know. There's a kind of sexual dance going on with women and a kind of war dance going on with men. And it's very agreeable to have those dances confined to one or two steps rather than the acrobatics that usually attended them.
You were never married?
No, I was never married.
Why?
Cowardice. I had these children, fortunately, but I also grew up in a period where there was a great deal of anti-authoritarian feeling, so some of the people in my generation never felt that they had to consult an authority or have the affirmation of a church or a state to seal their union. I guess I participated in that kind of...
So you're a child of your time?
Of course.
You wrote once that a man never gets over the first sight of a naked woman.
I think that's true, and certainly our Western art confirms that. And I love doing nudes, also drawings. Yes, you know, and I marvel at the insistence of that mechanism that is placed in us, you know, because it never disappears. And one is always shocked, stunned, surprised, delighted, you know, by that apparition of the other, you know, especially at the height of her reproductive capacities, you know, that youth, that promise, that vitality, that is the great sustaining energy in the human situation. So no, we're designed not to grow tired. We don't get a chance to see it that often, as we get older, but when we do, and of course the culture completely understands that. So it's continually presenting us with pictures, whether they actually occur in the flesh in our lives. It's really not important anymore because there's so many opportunities to see beauty, to see beautiful people. You know, they're on the screen, they're on the billboards, they're everywhere, and you know, I don't see that as some sort of indication of the degeneration of our civilization. I see it as the affirmation of that mechanism that is in all of us. Because of a few songs wherein I spoke of their mystery, women have been exceptionally kind to my old age. They make a secret place in their busy lives, and they take me there. They become naked in their different ways, and they say, "Look at me, Leonard. Look at me one last time." Then they bend over the bed and cover me up like a baby that is shivering. Yeah, I was happy with that little poem.
Why?
I wanted to thank everybody. I wanted to thank the women who had bent over the bed.
Had such a hard time reaching to the state of mind that you're in now.
I don't think anybody determines it or understands it. I don't think we can really penetrate into these matters.
And you're not so interested in the psychological explanations.
No, I don't trust them. As I say in that song, I know that I'm forgiven, but I don't know how I know. I don't trust my inner feelings. Inner feelings come and go. I think that psychological explanations can be valuable, and psychotherapy can be valuable for some people. But the fundamental question of how and why people are as they are is something that we can't penetrate in our, and is part of a plan that we simply cannot grasp. And the feelings that arise, we don't determine what we're going to see next. We don't determine what we're going to hear next, taste next, feel next, or think next. We don't determine, and yet we have this sense that we're running the show. So if anything is relaxed in my mind, it's the sense of control, or the sense, or the quest for meaning. And my experience is that there is no fixed self. There's no one whom I can locate as the real me. And dissolving the search for the real me is relaxation, is the content of peace. But these recognitions are temporary and fleeting, you know, then we go back to thinking that we really know who we are.
And who are you today?
I'm your guest.
But the fact that you are now releasing a new album, is that because you felt the need to publish your new songs and sing your new songs? Or have you responded to a demand?
It's my work, it's my job. You know, I've always felt that unemployment is the great distress, both in society and in the individual. So I'm very happy to be, you know, totally and fully employed with the same intensity as the life I lived at Mount Baldy. So this is just the fruits of that work.
So what is most important for you now?
It's a good question, but it doesn't seem to register on my dial. I don't know what's most important. I guess the health and welfare of one's children is the most important thing. After that comes, you know, one's own health and one's own work.
And then maybe to take a break right now.
And then playing with the dogs has a big importance in my life. Break, okay. You want one?
I think maybe we should go out a little.
I'll follow you.
Okay. I'm a fast walker.
I'll follow you.
Okay.